Mr. Deputy Speaker, there are 85 cooperatives in Singapore under 3 different categories and have nearly 1.5 million members with total assets of nearly 8.8 billion. For the purposes of this speech, I shall confine myself with regards to credit co-ops. Meeting economic and social objectives were the causes for the setting up of these cooperatives in the past, but their relevance are being challenged and many new cooperatives and new causes are being explored. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the funds handed by co-ops is no small sum, and there is definitely a clear need to protect the hard-earned savings and deposits of its members. The recent case pertaining to the embezzlement of funds totaling 1.5 million Singapore dollars at the Singapore Statutory Board's Employees Cooperative Thrift and Loan Society is a wake-up call for all of us. In fact, for the same Thrift and Loan Society, the first wake-up call for them was actually sounded back in 2003, but the amount that was misused at that time was only $40,000 and perhaps did not register on the radar. Clearly, this is a case of once bitten, twice still not very shy. However, it is not too late for us to reset the button and to prevent further financial mismanagement at any cooperatives. What is perhaps more of a concern is the huge amount of money that is deposited with our credit co-ops. There are 23 such cooperatives with assets totaling nearly $1 billion, serving 138,000 members. These assets in question are large, and one misstep could have the funds wiped off. The question I would like to ask is, how are we certain that the people who are currently running our credit cooperatives qualified or trained financially? If they are, well and good. If they are not, what further follow-up action will be required other than instituting qualifications and training requirements? Will the records of the co-ops be audited to ensure that their assets were managed competently by qualified officials? In view of the large amount of funds and assets in the care of cooperatives, besides categorizing them according to small, medium, and large co-ops, will there be a possibility of introducing ratings for them? If so, how will they be packed? Will they be compared against banks, which also offer loans and take in deposits? I ask these questions because if we throw back our minds to 2013, the largest credit co-op of the time, NTUC Thrift and Loan, which was well managed, I was a member, with 29,000 members and over 70 million in deposits, decided to close their operations because they had struggled for years to offer their co-op members competitive returns in a low interest environment that continues to prevail today. So for the rest of the smaller cooperatives, they would definitely be under the same strain. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I'm asking for these changes to take place for the sake of the common man, for whom cooperatives were set up in the first place. Where else, besides chit funds, could you squirrel away a small amount of money monthly and get to enjoy loans, bursaries, and even back then buy household items in installments? Co-ops used to provide ease of mind to its members who were assured that their hard-earned money was slowly growing. But these days, the landscape has changed, and therefore harder measures are required. I am therefore pleased that the Ministry is putting in place safeguards to protect members' interests in credit cooperatives. Further, to prevent conflict of interest in the running of credit cooperatives, I would further like to suggest that there will be no duplication in the composition of the Committee of Management membership in credit co-ops, and that persons related to the COM be barred from holding management positions in the respective cooperatives as well. By doing so, we can prevent the diktat of a particular COM member prevailing over other cooperatives that he or she may be involved in. With these notwithstanding the clarifications I seek, Mr. Deputy Speaker, I support the bill.